Okay, well, Carlo, my friend, welcome to the SFT Forecast.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you there today, bro.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to speak about all the subjects we're going to speak about today. So
Same.
just to do a quick introduction for the people. So Carlo is actually one of a very close friend of mine. He's actually working in the real estate, in the medicine, and of course in the software development. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself quickly if you want.
Yeah, I'm down. No, anyways, so originally I'm from Berlin, from Germany, and 2006 we moved to Switzerland.
Okay.
And ever since then, I mean, my dad has always been in real estate and the medicine area, and I've always been let's say, computer nerd or freak, and so I always followed also the part of the software, and I loved everything about computers. I used to play on computers before I used to go to kindergarten.
Okay.
Like we had a small computer at home.
Oh, really?
And there was some games and stuff, and loved it. So obviously all this blockchain and cryptos, man, it hypes me up. It's been since 2016 that I started investing into cryptos.
Okay.
And now being able to talk to a professional about it, is going to be super interesting.
So you catch the big bull run.
The first big bull run, I caught some of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when it dropped, I bought some more. So I'm a hodler. I can proudly say I'm a hodler.
That's what I like to hear, man. Beautiful, insane. Yeah. Insane. Okay.
So
which type of crypto did you invest in?
Bitcoin, obviously.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Ethereum, and then I bought some XRP.
Okay,
when
secure value, yeah.
Yeah, when they dropped down because of the lawsuit, the lawsuit they had.
Yeah.
And I was pretty confident at the time that it was going to go up again sometime because nothing was regulated yet when it came to cryptos. So putting a lawsuit against something like a crypto or something like that, it wasn't reality for me. So for that, I invested, and I put quite a good amount. Nothing exaggerated, just because it was kind of like a little gamble. Okay, that was actually the time where I made the most, because then XRP went back up to $1.
Yes.
And then at $1 I sold.
Okay,
and
beautiful.
I made a good chunk there. But that was the only thing that I sold. The rest I keep holding.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think it's very important to hold Ethereum and Bitcoin, because it's just like secure value, of the crypto.
Yeah.
And definitely 100%.
Yeah. Well, I was really curious to talk today about the future of the cryptos and Bitcoin and Ethereum, and what's the difference between them and how you see them in the future. I know you should be asking the questions to me, but I feel like we should start this off by me asking you a question, because you're the expert in the end. So how do you see cryptos in the future? Do you see that there's a chance of them growing like many people say, or do you see them not growing and not becoming a reality? Like other people are saying, there's a big debate of cryptos, how they will evolve in the future.
Yep.
And so what's your vision on that?
Definitely, yeah. So personally, bro, I think that you need, first of all, to make the difference. You have cryptocurrency and you have token, okay? So it's not really the same, okay? Because cryptocurrency is basically a currency. A token is just like a token that is based and connected to a project, okay? So cryptocurrency is way more powerful than the token, and Bitcoin, Ethereum, for example, and Solana are cryptocurrency. And I'm a big believer in cryptocurrency and blockchain, because it's more than a currency. It's basically a software. It's like everyone knows, a decentralized coin, that allowed you to make so much transaction so fast, with the ability to trace everything and to see how all the transactions were done at which moment. That I actually think and I believe that it's the future. Yeah. Right. And we got our thinking and the facts, and a fact is a fact. When you see what Bitcoin did, when you see from where he went to where he is now, you cannot ignore that fact, thinking that, I don't know, like some people say it's a scam, or it's not going to work, or Bitcoin is going to go to zero. I mean, you've got more than $500 billion on this crypto. It's just insane, and it's it's a complete revolution, basically. Yeah, way
Yeah.
more than a currency. Yeah.
Yeah, no, what you said once, we spoke once over the phone, you said to me, before there was cryptos, especially Bitcoin, let's say, nobody thought that it was physically possible to have an asset that would do millions of percent.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's true because Bitcoin started from what, 0.0000001 cent, something like that.
Less than 1 cent.
Yeah,
definitely.
And now it's up at 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the percentage on return of that obviously is massive. But I want to add a point to that. So I am a hodler, right? And the thing is, hodler. It's funny, this term, there's so many terminologies in cryptos, but I'm a hodler. Let's say the first bull run of cryptos was really interesting because it just pumped up, went up 20K, and then from 20K it went right back down, right? And after a couple years, there was the next bull run of cryptos, and then it dropped again, right? So not very promising on a fact of let's say
stability,
right? Also because volatility on cryptos is extremely high. Like there's forex and then there's cryptos, right? And it's just a whole different world of volatility.
Completely.
But my question is, because also what we saw when there was COVID, when COVID hit the first time, cryptos dropped. Also Bitcoin dropped. Now there was also the war, right, between Ukraine and Russia. And in the moment it was announced war, also there Bitcoin dropped a bit, right? Whereas gold, the safe haven asset, started rising. And it's still rising today. So,
and it's going to continue to rise. 5K minimum. That's my word. Yeah, definitely.
5K.
Yeah, definitely.
You're saying gold is going to 5K.
Definitely.
On a long run.
Yes. How much time exactly? I don't know, because there are too much condition. But on a long-term vision, in a couple of years, 5K, definitely.
All right, I'll write that out.
Mark my words.
I'll write that down on a piece of paper.
You can definitely. All right.
So back to my question. So Bitcoin not showing a very, let's say, promising stability market. Do you think in the future the Bitcoin market will be a more stable market, or do you think that volatility will still be there in the future? Because if we talk about a, let's say, payment system, right, with cryptos, and Bitcoin being the mother of all cryptos, and it being so extremely volatile, so going up, going down, going sideways, so if I buy a car one day with 1 Bitcoin and next day I can buy 2 cars with 1 Bitcoin, that's going to make a massive difference. Definitely. So do you think in the future there will be more stability for Bitcoin and for the Bitcoin market, and will the payment system for Bitcoin be let's say considered a safe method of payment?
So to reply to your question, first of all, you need to know that Bitcoin is an asset. So he's moving like the stocks market and like the S&P. You can see today that when the S&P start to go down, for example, or the Dow Jones, the Bitcoin is literally following all the assets that are in the 11th sector from the S&P 500. Okay. So Bitcoin is an asset. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say today you have gold. Okay. Gold is the same. Volatile too, and the value change constantly. So you're going to have 1 kilo of gold today. You're going to be able to buy, I don't know, for an example, 1 car. If the gold goes up tomorrow, you're going to be able to buy 2 cars. So what depends is when are you going to sell your asset for dollar, okay? And that's the real important point. So when you have Bitcoin as an asset, you hold it as much as you want, okay? But let's say no, you have Bitcoin, okay? And you want to make me a payment for $500. Fine, you send me the $500 of Bitcoin, you send them to me. Then it's my responsibility to change them in US dollar to have the 500. If I want to hold the Bitcoin, it's going to be my fault if it drops down, or it's going to be my fault if it goes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly my point. So do you see it being a safe asset to do payments in the future because of this volatility or not?
I think it's actually safe, because if you send Bitcoin to someone now, okay, the guy received the Bitcoin after a couple of minutes and he changed it for USDT. And I mean, yes, okay, sometimes, of course, in a couple of minutes, Bitcoin can do crazy things. But I mean, on a large basis, not. So on the minutes that you have during the transaction, you have the time to change the Bitcoin with dollar and then to have your cash, which is secure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
and then the other point I just wanted to answer you about the Bitcoin is people are speaking about stability, okay? There is something very interesting and important to understand about stability. The thing is, Bitcoin is moving like every market, just way faster, which means that all the demand and the supply zone are respected, okay? And that's the point. Instead of having a market that is going to take 6 months to do this structure or this setup, Bitcoin is going to take 1 week. But at the end, when you know how to read the market, you can basically see that the price action reaction is the same than on the other market. And it's something that I really, really like because it allowed you to win so much time when you want to trade and do transaction. Instead, like say, of Forex, okay, Forex is going to move 0.5, 0.2% a day, you know, so you get to have leverage and things like that. Bitcoin can do crazy thing in a day. Like he can drop 10% normally in a day and go up 20, 30%, you know. So it depends on what is risk for you.
Okay, so let's presume it's the year 2030. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have 100 Bitcoins.
Yeah.
Okay, and the price of Bitcoin reached 200K.
Yeah, 20, 30 more, but yeah, okay.
All right, so let's say all around the world now it's possible to pay with cryptos.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And I want to buy myself a mansion.
Yeah.
So the current market is 1 Bitcoin is 200K.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So my house is going to be, I don't know, $1 million.
Okay.
Just going to, so 5
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So what happens is I close a deal, right, on Monday, and I pay the guys 5 Bitcoin for $1 million. Now, the day after, I don't know, something crazy new happens in the crypto world, and the market just shoots up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I bought the house for 5 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. Now the price goes up to, I don't know, 300K.
Yeah.
Okay, it won't happen like that.
Yeah.
But just imagine.
Yes.
Let's make it more realistic. Okay, let's make it like 30K.
Okay.
Okay, so it's now 230K.
Yeah.
So I would have, if I would have known that event would have happened, I would have waited until the day after to buy the house.
Okay.
Because like that, I would have spent much less on the house.
Yeah.
So you see, this is what I mean. So I think it's very important that the payment system of Bitcoin and other cryptos in the future remain somewhat more stable for people to be using them more. Yeah. Because right now, the hype about cryptos is still just buying them and then at a right occasion sell them. Definitely. So for this reason, we keep having these peaks inside in the market because at the end of the day, it's always about supply and demand, like you said.
Exactly.
Right.
Definitely.
So when you see that there's a bull run, everybody starts buying. You know, and then as soon as it reaches a pretty good peak,
boom,
bam. So what I think is kind of the same thing when it's gonna arrive to 100K. Yeah. Maybe 100 or maybe 120. It depends on how much hype there's going to be. Yeah. But once Bitcoin will reach that, I'm pretty confident it will reach that. There's going to be another drop. Yes. So and that drop, people are going to be buying again once it hits bottom, right? Exactly. So
the majority are going to buy at the top. It's going to go down. Everyone is going to lose his money, and the smart people are going to invest exactly there.
Yes. Well, with time, I think people will start to understand. Getting a call. 1 second. Let me call them back. So, my back to my question, right? So the people who know a bit about Bitcoin and cryptos, right? Yeah. They know that when there's going to be a drop, they have to buy. Yeah. So maybe the drop is going to be more and more an occasion for people to buy.
Definitely.
So for this reason, I mean, look at Bitcoin now. It's been quite lateral, let's say, for the past 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, something like that. It's always been around the price of 40K, 30K, sometimes 50K. It's always been fluctuating around that price. And it has not been going up back to 70K, you know, because I feel like people right now are still speculating too much instead of actually holding it.
Yes, definitely.
So
100%.
So yeah, it's just that what I feel right now, the market that Bitcoin has built up over the years is not a very promising, stable market.
Okay, I'm going to explain you something very important. When it comes to the market, okay, like the human being, you get hot and cold, okay? Everything is polarity, which means that when it goes up, it has to go down. When you breathe in, you breathe out, okay? The markets are working exactly the same way, okay? When you see, for example, the Forex market or the stock market, they go up, then they need to go down before going up again, okay? So that's a cycle. Now the Bitcoin respect this cycle. The only thing is he do it faster. And because he do it faster, people are afraid and they say that Bitcoin is unstable. But for me, it's not. And that's my personal opinion. Because like I told you, the structure stay the same. You need to understand one thing. The psychology from the operator behind an asset is human psychology. And the human psychology stay the same, was the same, and it's going to stay the same until the end of this world. Because humans are emotional and they act every time the same way, okay? So you told me right now that you think that at a certain point when Bitcoin is going to drop down, people are going to start to understand, like when Bitcoin is going to go up, people are going to understand that they need to wait until he goes down to buy more. That's what you think. But the facts are completely different because I'm going to explain you why. Look, we live today in a society where, first of all, when it comes to investment, you have a very, very, very small percentage of people that know what investment is about and how to invest, okay? The majority of the people don't invest in a smart way. They invest in an emotional rush to be able to be rich as quick as they can, okay?
Right.
Which is the baddest and the worst thing to do. So when Bitcoin go down, okay, and because no one trusts it, people don't buy it. People think it's a scam. You can go today on YouTube, on internet. Okay, you have a lot of people that speak good about Bitcoin, but you have a lot of people too that say that it's a scam, that Bitcoin is going to go to zero, that Bitcoin is shit, blah 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 blah. So people today are afraid, and the majority of the people don't like to take the risk. Okay, right. When no one speak about the asset, people like to buy an asset when they see that the asset did 300%. Everyone speak about it. They feel that they missed it, and the feeling that they missed it made them invest.
Right.
But investing when you feel that you missed it, prove that you're actually gonna miss it.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Lose the money.
Exactly, you're gonna lose it. So, what matters is, of course, to buy when the Bitcoin goes down, but when the Bitcoin is down, no one buy it because everyone thinks that it's going to be a scam and it's going to be shit. I'm going to give you an example. In 2007, 2008, we got the subprime crisis, okay?
Yes.
A lot of market went down, okay?
Yes.
People called it a crisis. It was a crisis, but on a chart basis, it was just a breathing. The market went up so much time since the 2000, after the technological crisis. The market went up. He just needed to breathe. And then he went back up. So when the market started to crash, because people are emotional, instead of saying, okay, up, down, I'm going to wait until he go down to buy. No, they're like, oh, it's a crisis, it's a scam, it's going to be the end of the world, we need to sell this company, blah, 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 blah. So when the market are down, everyone sell because they're afraid as fuck. And then, boom, it flies up. And when it's there, they're like, oh, fuck, why did I not buy it? Oh, I'm such a cunt, man. I missed it. Oh, my God, come on. Yeah. And they buy it.
Yeah, and
then you do a couple of percentage and boom, it goes down again.
Right.
So the cycle of the market stay the same because the people, the investor behind the market are a human being and they act the same way every time.
Right.
And third thing that I wanted to say is you told me with the example of the house. Let's say you want to buy a house now, okay? Mm-hmm. And a house that costs 1 million. So you have to pay 5 Bitcoin if the Bitcoin has a 200K worth, okay?
Right.
And let's say just before you buy the house, or I don't know, like the Bitcoin goes up and you feel that you missed it. Look, Bitcoin is an asset. You need to understand that. People, and not just everyone, Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, so people used it as a payment system, and it was very used on the darknet, basically, because it's decentralized. But you need to see Bitcoin as an asset, and that's the reason why we are creating today stable coins.
Okay.
Which is the reflection, like the dollar, USDC, for example, which is the reflection of a normal currency that doesn't move, that allow you to sell your asset, your crypto asset, which is, for example, Bitcoin or Ethereum, to have the stable coin. So I think it's just a matter of perception. The first thing to understand is when you invest in Bitcoin, it's not just a currency. You invest in a vision, in the future, in a software, okay, in an asset. And it's exactly if you want to buy Microsoft stock or Apple stock, or if you want to buy gold, okay? I don't know, let's say if you have bought Apple stock at the beginning, okay? And today you did a lot of money with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Tomorrow you want to buy a house, okay? And you're going to use your Apple stock to buy this house. And then you're going to, of course, sell them. And then you're going to buy this house. And 2 days after, the market is going to go to the fucking sky.
Yeah.
You're going to regret it.
Right.
Maybe, yes. But it was an investment. It's an asset, you know? So that's really, really the most important thing to understand about crypto. And of course, Bitcoin. You have the cryptocurrency, okay, that moves a lot, which is kind of an asset. And you have the stable coin.
Okay, so you're treating Bitcoin more as an asset
definitely
than just a method of payment.
Definitely.
All right.
Look, BTC USD.
Yeah.
Not BTC. BTC against dollar.
Yes.
Dollar is the currency.
Yes.
So Bitcoin is the asset.
Yes. No, it makes sense, of course. I mean, it's completely correct to see Bitcoin as an asset like this, right? So because of the amazing work behind Bitcoin and its functions, you know, and the hype of the new era, let's say, right? Because everybody nowadays is talking about cryptos, right? And how to integrate it more. I mean, I think the payment system will remain the most interesting part of the Bitcoin because that's basically what's missing today in the world, right? So a secure payment system that's accessible to anyone. Statistically, about 2 billion people in the world today still don't have a bank account.
Definitely.
2 billion people. Right?
Yeah.
And how many times have you worked with talented people? Like, for example, I have worked with a super, super smart guy, okay? And he lives in Lebanon.
Okay.
And this guy is a graphic designer, and we used to work together. And basically, what's happening is that I wanted to send him, for the work he's done, okay, the sum of how much I was supposed to pay him for his work, right? And I couldn't.
No bank account.
From a Swiss bank. I could not transfer the money to him.
Yeah, and actually you have a bank crisis in Lebanon, a big one, huh?
Yes.
It's the situation
as far as I know,
very, very complicated actually in Lebanon.
Complicated there.
Yeah, very, very, very.
So
they've frozen all the bank accounts from the people.
So I was like, you know, if this is the problem in the world right now.
Download Binance, bro.
Coinbase, Binance, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, so in that moment, like, I realized, okay, wow, like, cryptos are actually a very good tool for these kind of problems.
Yeah, definitely. You can even see it, you know, with the conflict with Russia and Ukraine. Sorry. You can see it actually with the conflict with Russia and Ukraine. So when the Russia attacked basically the Ukraine froze all the bank accounts from the people. Not all, but the majority of them. And we just realized that, look, you said something very interesting. 2 billion people don't have a bank account. So I have a question. On those 2 billion people, how much do you think they have phones? How much of the 2 billion people do you think have phones?
I think at least 3/4 of the people.
Yeah,
like almost all of them. They
like I think minimum 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've seen it actually with the Russian-Ukraine conflict. When the banks froze the bank account from the people from the whole world started to send crypto to Ukraine.
Yeah.
How? You just need a phone, a wallet, and you can receive your crypto.
Yeah.
You don't need your card, man. You need the 12th word the 12th word that give you access to your wallet. And the moment you have those words, you can access to your wallet, have access to your crypto, have access to your money, and be free with it. So it's so more accessible. And even in a crisis time, you know, it really showed us that it has something more than the banking system, actually. Really, really, really more, you know, because you can access your bank account wherever you are, and you can send money wherever you want, wherever you want, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. So now, if you take all those people in the world who don't have money, you can send them Bitcoin. I mean, look in Africa, you get so much poor country in Africa, man, on a statistic basis, that are using so much cryptocurrency because they don't have cash, they don't have bank, but they can fucking have Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They can have Ethereum, they can have Solana. Anyway, they can have crypto, you know. So it's just a complete revolution on the whole banking system, you know, like the accessibility, the simplicity, what it's allowed you to make, and it's just incredible because it's money, you can send money, but at the same time it's an asset that you have that take value. So it's completely crazy. Yeah, so crazy, 100%.
All right. Well, for the last question I have for you, so it kind of goes back again to what we said before.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that the Bitcoin market will become a more stable market over the time, or will it continuously have this kind of volatility that it showed in the past?
You know, I think, look, Bitcoin started with a very small market cap, yeah. He went up 1 cent, $1. When he went up to $2, some people were crazy. $100, $55K. And we have still today a very small percentage of the population that is using Bitcoin. So I think, you know, when the Bitcoin is going to take more value, more people are going to hear about it. More people are going to invest in it. So I think we're going to continue to see the Bitcoin going up and down until he reach maybe, I don't know, 200K, 500K.
But does it also have to do with the supply? Because Bitcoin is not an infinite supply.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
There's
definitely.
keep in on being mind.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be possible one day to reach the full supply?
So I know that Satoshi Nakamoto, the owner and the creator of Bitcoin, is holding 1 million Bitcoin. I think, if I'm not wrong, he's holding 1 million. So we get today 19 or 20 million supply that is actually there in the world that people can buy, you know. And that's exactly what I'm telling you. The more people are going to buy Bitcoin, the more the value is going to go up. But I think at a certain point, because it's like everything, when there is going to be no more supply, and when it's like when we're going to start to reach the top, I think Bitcoin will reach a fucking high price, and then he's going to start to just being in he's going to be consolidate, okay? He's going to be in a consolidation phases, I think. So he's maybe going to then, like every asset, go a bit down, go a bit up. But I think that at a certain point, maybe after a couple of years, he's going to start to really slow down, you know, and consolidate to keep maybe an average price.
All right.
But of course, it will depend of a lot of factors today. Yeah,
all right.
Definitely.
Well, this was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm very honored to be on the forecast.
With pleasure.
You're
welcome.
And thank you for inviting me. And I hope all the listeners enjoyed listening to what we had to say about the cryptos. So thank you very much, man.
With pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
With big pleasure.
Yeah.
You're welcome every time.
And then I hope to be back again.
Of course.
On the forecast.
As quick as you can, my friend.
All right.
Beautiful.
See you later.
See you later.